Hey guys, Jamie P. Wrights here, and I just want to have a little discussion with you. So, my post today was about the single woman, and more specifically, the single woman who has daddy issues. And I know that we've heard that so many times throughout different stories, or just from family members, or therapists, whoever. You've heard that saying, you have daddy issues. And I'm going to explain to you why I feel that way about this character. So, as a woman, we tend to be a little bit more emotional. We tend to know what we want, what we need. Sometimes we may have a hard time expressing it, but we know. So when you're single and you're going through that dating season, and you're constantly feeling the rejection from it not working out, or being unhappy, just having so many issues, and then you start to say, why me? Like, why is this happening to me? And then now in these days and times, we have social media. So everybody's happy, everybody's getting engaged, getting married, traveling together, getting sweet little nothings and notes from the people that love them. And it just adds that pressure. It puts that pressure on you to really say, why not me? And then you start to question yourself. You start to question your self-worth, and your capabilities and the equalities, and that's what really hurts us, because once we do that, we have to rebuild ourselves back up. But we start to question things because we see, like, I'm a good person, this is what I bring to the table, these are the qualities, this is why a man would be happy to have me, to love me, to give me all those things that I feel like I'm missing. And that's not always the issue. Sometimes the issue is definitely us. Sometimes we settle, or we jump into things, or we require certain commitments and relationships from people who are not on the same page as us. So because we have that yearning, or we're missing that piece, and I say the daddy issues is because a lot of women did not get that nurturing and that guidance from their father that they need. A man your father is supposed to be that first line of defense, that first person that shows you how a man is supposed to treat a woman. He's supposed to be able to give you life experiences. You're supposed to be able to see through his examples, communicate with him, and many times we're missing that piece. A lot of children, a lot of women are being brought up by single women, and I know that there are still a lot of married couples and parents that stay together, but for this purpose, we're talking about the single mother who raises a woman and prepares her for a man, for a husband. From even as a child, we play house, and we play with toys, and it's the man and the wife, and it's the child, and we're building a household, and that's the foundation, and that's what we aspire. We're groomed as women to have that. So when you don't get it, you start to question yourself, like, what did I do wrong? Then you have family members that are constantly on your back. When are you going to have children? When are you going to meet a nice man? When are you going to get married? When are you going to settle down? You get this pressure as a woman to do all these things that are designed for us, when that doesn't have to be your path. You may be a woman who does not want to get married, does not want children, is not looking to build with someone. You just want to be alone. And people can't understand that. So they start to associate that with negative qualities. It has to be something wrong with her. Maybe she's not mature enough. Maybe she doesn't know her duties, or her, it gets associated with negativity. And I think that that's the major problem. But I've learned that we can jump the gun, and we can expect things from a man who's not ready, because we need that love. We're missing that piece. So we can fall head over heels if he possesses the qualities that you see as a good man. He does things that you like. You start to really feel and develop things, and it could be fast. And the other person it doesn't mean that they're not necessarily on the same spectrum as you, or they don't have the same thought process or whatever, but they may not take it as serious, or be as ready to be committed and all those different things as you are. So sometimes our craving for that love and that affection and just that security, it kind of gets in the way of potentially good things. It can be overbearing for a man to want to get to know you, and then you rush that process, or you expect commitment and that was never, discussed, or that wasn't in the cards for you. Or sometimes you just settle for somebody that you know is not good for you, but that satisfies the societal agenda. My family is happy because I had this man, but this man does nothing for me. He doesn't encourage me. He's not teaching me anything. I'm not learning from him. He doesn't motivate me. I'm not really happy. So sometimes we really settle. But one thing I want to say is that you have to step back out of it, and you got to really look at your self-worth, and you have to say, if this is truly what you want, you truly want that partnership, you can get it. But don't compromise your integrity, your qualities, the things that you know you really need, just to say you have a man, or just to say you have a person. I think that's just so important. That's really important. Sometimes we really gotta step back and look at ourselves and figure out, is this what we really want? Is this what I really need? Can this person give this to me? You can't focus on whether it's going to be good or bad, but you got to make sure that you're doing your part to not destroy it. And lastly, I'll just say that, yes, society has laid a path down for you to be this woman, home caretaker, nurturer, whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, you have to do what truly makes you happy. You can only go at the pace that you're ready for, not your family, not your parents, not somebody that's pressuring you. You have to know yourself first. You have to be able to bring something to the table. If somebody asks you, what are your good qualities, and you don't even know, how are you ready to merge or join or build with someone else? So just because that the society lays it out that this is what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to be, a woman that gets a man, that gets engaged, that gets married, that has children. It doesn't have to be in that order, and it does not have to be your life story either. So I just wanted to leave that with you guys, because I know a lot of people struggle with being single, and being alone can be tough sometimes, because you want that person to lean on. You want to have somebody who can support you, and you want to be prideful in showing off your person. Hey, this is my person, and blah, 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 blah. But don't compromise yourself for it. Don't compromise your integrity and your self-worth for it. So that's kind of like my word of the day. It's a mouthful, but I really wanted to just really talk about that. I'm reading a really good book about it, where this woman, she just kept falling into relationships with men, and they weren't the one. They had a specific purpose for her, and it wasn't long-term commitment, love. That's not what they wanted. But she allowed her mind to think, to overthink, and to assume, and to create these scenarios and these ideas of what someone else wanted, and that's not necessarily what they wanted. And it's a really good read, and I'll make sure that I post it on my page. But other than that, this is Jamie P. Wright signing off. For those of you who read, this is the girl who writes, and I love you guys. Have a good day.